Welcome to the Doc Gallagher Radio Highlights. Doc is on the air Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. on KAAM Legend 770. Got a question or a comment for Doc? You can reach him at 1-800-GFG-4DOC. Now, here are some highlights from one of Doc's top shows.
How do you protect and grow that retirement money that you've worked so hard for all those years at Southwestern Bell or at Porter Petroleum or wherever it was? Next question, son.
Well, the next question, let's cover what a rollover in kind is. But before we do that, a couple things. You've been talking about independence and the advantages of that. Couple things in your book, the 4 secrets that you have offered to people if they want to call in and get that. One of the things that you cover is take direct control of your retirement money. And that's very important. You have that in there with exercise daily, eat your vegetables, take direct control. And of course, by doing that, that's why you'd want to work with someone independent who can help structure that for you and show you that. And we actually have that client, I don't know if you remember, Doc, but I believe she was the manager over at a tax company, and they said over 20% of people have done their IRA rollover wrong.
She was a regional manager with H&R Block, and she came in for me to help her with a little rollover. And I just asked her, I said, with all the thousands of tax returns you see, she said something like 20% of the people do it wrong. And by the time they come to me, she was talking as the taxman, by the time they come to me and say, I got to pay these huge taxes because I did this IRA transfer, IRA rollover wrong. And she has to say, tough. You know, you should have called somebody when you left that company. Yeah, she said 20% of people do their retirement planning, specifically retirement rollover, wrong. That's a huge chunk of money, which you never get back.
Absolutely. I don't think you're going to be getting a refund check for that anytime soon.
No.
But why don't you explain to everyone what is an IRA rollover in kind?
Oh, good. That's a good question, man. Sometimes people say, okay, again, I'll go back to Bell Helicopter, or we could use GD, Lockheed. It doesn't matter. But let's say Bell Helicopter was owned by Textron. Somebody comes in and says, let's say that, okay, Doc, I've got this $400,000 and it's all in Textron stock. I'd like my Textron stock. I have confidence in my Textron stock. And I do want to do a rollover with you rather than leaving the company, but I don't want to sell off any of the stock. Again, obviously the client makes the final decision. I don't ever recommend that you leave all your retirement assets in one mutual fund, one annuity, one stock, or whatever. The safety of diversity is fundamental. Having said that, if someone says, I want to keep all my Textron stock or American Airlines stock or whatever it is, we do a rollover in kind, which means that the shares are rolled over into an independent, self-directed account as shares, the $400,000 in shares. Now, the advantage of that to the client is, rather than leaving it at the company where it could take a while to sell it off, we do a rollover in kind, okay? And now we got their $400,000 in Textron shares. Client calls and says, Doc, I need $5,000. I need to sell off whatever number of shares. We can take care of it immediately. They don't have to go through the 401k department at the old company. We can take care of it immediately, sell off whatever shares that they need, and get them that check. So, you don't have to cash out, in other words. Or if you've been in some mutual funds that you like and you want to keep, that's fine. Those can be rolled over in kind. You don't have to cash out all your positions.
Absolutely. And as you'd mentioned before, the dangers of leaving it with your old company, the same rules apply for do not roll your money over to the new company. I don't know if we had covered that yet, but as far as when they go, when they say, okay, well, I'm leaving this company, Doc, I'll just roll it into the next job I get. Why not do that?
Yeah, why? Why? If you wanted to have independence and control, why roll it over to the new company? That's your time. And by the way, I'm anticipating one of your questions I think you were going to ask me, Matthew. At what time during your employment career do you do this IRA rollover?
Sure. What opportunities are there to take direct control?
Okay, number one, obviously when you retire. When you retire, then that money is freed up. You can roll it over. If you are fired, you've left the company, that money is now freed up for you to roll over. Don't leave the money, and like Matthew said from this page in my book, take direct control of your retirement money eat your vegetables. Take direct control of your retirement money, go to church. Take direct control of your retirement money, brush your teeth. What are some of the other fundamentals I've got there?
Tell
Matthew?
the truth.
Tell the
Rise
truth.
early.
Rise early.
Obey
Exercise
your
daily.
parents.
Obey your parents. Matthew did a good job. But that's fundamental. Take direct control of your retirement money.
This is Doc Gallagher. Do you know the number one question to ask a financial planner? How long you been in business? Good question. That's not the number one. How much were you going to charge me? That's a good question, but that's not number one. Give me some That's a good question. Get recommended, but that's not number one. Number one is, drum roll please. The number one question is, if I didn't have any money with you, Mr. Broker, Mr. Banker, Mr. Insurance Man, Mr. Certified Financial Planner, whatever title he or she gives themselves, if I didn't have any money with you, would you still care about me? Because people are more important than profits. The good Lord has made us to give unconditional love and to accept unconditional love. You've got to be sure you totally trust that financial planner you're working with. If I didn't have any money with you, would you still care about me? That's the number one question. 800-4344-DOC. Go to my website, docgallagher.com. God bless you.